Yeah, it just, well, I mean, it seems like things are steady and on an even keel. And, just basically from the beginning of us advertising, like when I started in Disruptor School, I think that, I mean, I guess this is my second month in. So uh, I think that I was at like a spend of roughly like 100, maybe 150 a day. And now we're over like $600 a day in spend. And that's
Okay.
not more, I mean, and it's still not completely right yet, but 5x, ad spend increase, and I haven't blown up my business. That's a pretty big jump in 45
Yeah.
days. I'm paying $500 a month for the most valuable employee I have in my office, you know, that tells me to sit on my hands when I need to, you know, it gives me enough information to where I understand what I'm doing, you know, and now I have a way where, I know what ads I need to create. I know why I need to create them. I know potentially what level, in the funnel they're going to be. And if I'm talking to the moon for you right this second, it's because you don't have an understanding of your ads. You don't know what your funnel really is. You think it's just, oh, okay, well, it's just people falling in and, maybe we'll sell, maybe we won't. But don't you want to sell more of them? That's kind of my thing. So,
I appreciate you coming in here. You've been in Disruptor School for a little while. You've been jumping into the Slack chats and being a part of the community. And I just wanted to first off say thank you for that stuff. It's you ask really, really good questions, and I think being somebody with a physical product that needs to be shown and demonstrated and bringing that into the e-commerce world, you're asking things in a way that a lot of other people aren't, and I think there's a lot of value to that. So first off, from my end, I want to say thank you. You're contributing a lot, and that is very meaningful to me. So thank you so much.
not a problem.
Yeah, man. And so I had a couple of questions for you, man. So let's dive through all this stuff. So first one, what inspired you to join Disruptor School?
Well, to start off, I had done some advertising in the past. I even ran a kind of SEO marketing agency years ago, and got into a completely different business, and then came back to this. And when I came back to doing what it is I'm doing now, I realized, 10 years of time, things had become completely different. And the way you advertise, like, because it was very simple, it was, you run your ads on Google, people are searching for stuff on Google. You have to find the right keywords. You have to get rid of the negatives, to obviously manage your costs and whatever, ads. And then it's realistically who's buying the top of the page, and, are you getting the right keywords? And that's it. Like, it was really simple. And now it's not. And now it's much more confusing. I hired agencies, but then I started asking lots and lots of questions because I just come from this background. So I'd be like, I'd ask just what I thought was a simple question, and they wouldn't really give me an answer, and to me personally, I've always advertised and earned money from the advertising. And when they told me one day that, hey, look, the majority of our people are break even, and you're really only earning money on the back end when people rebuy your product and so on and so forth in time. I was just like, no, that's not how advertising works. Like, you should, I'm not saying that it's not free, but you should make some money, on the way there. And it got me asking more questions. And so when I started looking online, and then I saw a lot of the stuff on YouTube, what you were saying was kind of a lot of non-fluff, non-nonsense, and practical things that you can apply. And I literally did this stuff on YouTube, and then it started working, and I was like, okay, well, now I need to know the next step, and which is, I'm one of those people that, the Rubik's Cube, I'll continue to play with it until it's fixed. I won't stop putting it down until I've got it right. And then I'll put it down. And so this is kind of like got me to that next level. I will say in the beginning, a nice kind of like, step 1 through 10 cheat sheet would have been, diving into the content, which is not bad content, but a lot of it was way higher level than I was at the moment. And so I had kind of like, trial by fire here, on all of the stuff that I was doing. And I'm starting to learn a lot more and understand because of all of the things that I've actually been watching. So it's actually something that is, definitely, working. And then also I've had to learn some sitting on my hands, type methods.
Yeah. Let the thing do its job.
Well, what's next?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're like, well, nothing right now. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, there has to be a next. So.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. And that is actually very much on the very short roadmap of the like first steps to things. And I literally have a meeting in 2 days to work through some of the deployment of that. So how has the Disruptor School style of education of being both self-driven, community, and interactive kind of impacted the way that you apply the learning?
I mean, I will say that, probably the biggest thing is the call that we have where we can kind of dive into stuff. That definitely, it's basically worth the whole membership. You get all the other content and stuff like that, and a lot of it that you can go through and, you can kind of self-teach yourself too. But being able to be part of that live call and have your questions answered and kind of like build in some reassurance on what you're doing or decisions that you're making and so on and so forth is probably, I'd say, worth the entire, it's worth admission.
I like that. That was sort of the idea, is like, how do we provide support in between those things? But that's
Right.
really, I hope, to be the pillar of a lot of it, and that access. And I think that there's a lot of folks that can self-teach, but what they really find is, like you said, that reassurance and that context to everything is really what they found to be most valuable.
Yeah. Because I mean, it's one thing to self-teach, and then, when you start second guessing yourself, someone to be able to come in and say, well, no, like I already did this. And, like, it's even kind of why, like, I started answering some questions in the chat, even though I don't know anything yet that much, but I was like, well, I kind of know the answer to this, because like I already asked this question. So figured I might as well help out here and there.
No, I love that. And for me, that is where I really see people really kind of connect and get it. And that's one of the reasons I try to set it up in this community, self-driven, and interactive way, because you do have that opportunity to help others. If you're on day 5, you can help somebody on day 2. And because of that, like, there's some reinforcing of the education when you're able to teach somebody else, and it just hits a different part of the brain. And for me, I always found that to be extraordinarily valuable. So I'm glad that you're enjoying that and partaking in it. Like I said in the beginning, like, it is very helpful. And yeah, thanks a lot.